Hello friends, welcome to Upskill Academy. In the last two videos, we have seen the introduction to the Azure cloud and how to create an Azure account. If you have not watched these videos, I would recommend you to watch those videos in the Microsoft Azure for Data Engineer playlist. So this is the third video from this playlist, and in this video, we will discuss all the important Azure services every data engineer should know. So there are more than 200 plus services offered by Microsoft, which are categorized like hosting services, computing services, storage services, networking, AI, database services, and analytics services, and so on. However, while learning the data engineering and deploying your works on cloud platform, you require only few services to learn. So here I have mentioned some important services every data engineer should know. Let me give you an overview about all these services. The first services is Data Factory, then Databricks, Blob Storage to store the data, and Data Lake Gen 1 and Gen 2. Then Azure SQL Server and SQL databases. The fifth service is Key Vault, then Logic App and Synapse Analytics. These are all the important services which you know. Let me give you an overview about all the services one by one now. The first service is Azure Data Factory. So Azure Data Factory is a cloud-based data integration services which allows you to create, schedule, and orchestrate your extract, transform, load, and extract, load, transform workflows, which is basically used for orchestration purpose and creating the workflows. Then the second service is Azure Databricks. Azure Databricks is fast and easy to use Apache Spark based analytics platform which enable a big data processing, data engineering and machine learning in one platform. Databricks is now very popular for a big data engineer because of its ability to handle the big data. The architecture is designed in a Databricks in such a way that it can handle the massive amount of data in easiest way because the architecture is using the driver node as well as multiple worker node cluster, and because of that multiple worker node cluster it can easily handle the big data and process the data. The third service is blob storage as well as gen 2 and gen 1 account. In the blob storage is basically storage services which are used for storing massive amount of unstructured data such as text or binary data. And then Azure Data Lake Storage Gen 2. Basically, this Gen 2 account is built on Azure Blob Storage and it is recommended services for enterprise data lake solution, which is used for hierarchical namespace structure. If you want to load the big data or you want to use the analytics data, then you can store your data in the Gen 2 account instead of blob storage services. So these are the different service for storage provided by Azure. Now the fourth service is Azure SQL Server as well as Azure SQL Database. So database is fully managed relational cloud database services to create the database and tables along with the view, store procedure, functions and so on. You can create the database directly in the Azure and start using it. Similarly, we also have the services called Azure SQL Server, which allows you to use the full SQL Server capabilities in the cloud. All you have to do is just install and configure Azure SQL, and top of Azure SQL you can install your database, and under database you can create the table and load all your data in form of table. Now the fifth service is Azure Key Vault. So Key Vault is basically used for storing and managing the secrets such as users passwords, certificate and encryption keys. All right, now the sixth service is Logical App. Logical apps help you to automate the workflow like sending the email, receiving in the email, and creating the alert for email. So if suppose something happen with your application and you want to just trigger that email or notification in your email, so you can do this by using Logic app. And the last services is Synapse Analytics. So Synapse Analytics is a data warehousing platform for creating the data modeling like fact table, dimension table, star schema, snowflake schema, and so on. And by using Synapse Analytics, you can do all the things. So these are all the important services which every data engineer should know to work on Azure cloud platform. I hope this video give you an idea about essential services in Azure cloud. And if you like this video, then please subscribe my Upskill Academy channel. Thank you for watching. Bye.